Good morning, class 12 students. Today we are going to study. We had studied about the all reproductive unit. All of you revise those unit and do the exercise of those chapters in your notebook. Now we are going to study about the principle of inheritance and variation. Principle of inheritance and variation is a term which is related to the genetics term. So first of all, in the chapter only, the inheritance, which is the your fifth chapter, inheritance. What do you mean by the inheritance? Process of transferring, in the process in which the character is being transferred or carried out from the parents to the offspring which inherit, which carry the character of the parent. That particular process of carrying the character or transferring the character is called as the inheritance. So what is inheritance? Inheritance means the character which is being inherited by the child from the parents is called as the inheritance. And then again the next portion comes the variation. Progeny, like the progeny differ from their parents. Like the mother gamete is also coming, the father gamete is also coming. The difference which occur in the progeny due to the differentiation or involvement of two gametes is called as the variation. The involvement of different variation occur in the plant or animal, whatever, that is called as the variation. And what is the genetics? The branch of science which deals with this inheritance and variation. The branch of science will deal with the inheritance and inherited character which carried out by the offspring, and the variation which is the differentiation which is being carried out in the progeny parents to the offspring. The character which is transferred is called as the genetics. Now we are coming to the father of genetics. Who is the father of genetics? Who had propounded the term genetics? Gregor Johann Mendel is the father of genetics. He has conducted hybridization. Hybridization means the involvement of two parents. We hybridize them and we hybridize to produce the offspring. He does the conducted hybridization experiment on garden pea. Garden pea, the pea plant, the garden pea sweet pea, which is called as the Pisum sativum, its scientific name. For 7 years he conducted the experiment from 1856 to 1863, and thus he concluded by this experiment only we get the law of Mendel's law, which we will study in the later lecture of this chapter. But today we will study that what Mendel had used, why he used the pea plant, what technique he had used, what the procedure he had done in performing the experiment, and what he observed and inference calculated from that particular procedure. So first of all, he conducted hybridization on garden pea, that is Pisum sativum, for 7 years. He had conducted hybridization by the emasculation process. Emasculation process, you all know, removal of anther artificially and to put the anther on the stigma so that the plant get fertilized very properly and very soon without any medium. Emasculation process he had performed. He had used the emasculation process. And true breeding. True breeding means when we just cross the particular breed, the particular two pea plant we cross, then we get several generations, we get the same trait. So it makes the study easier way because the same trait is being observed to generation and generation. So the experiment conducting was just easier to observe and just analyze. So he used the emasculation and true breeding methods. And further he had used the mathematical logic and statistical analysis. Some mathematical logic that what thing is being calculated, what thing is being got the result, and the statistical analysis that what was the growth of the particular, that if the two plant is being crossed, one generation is being formed. Again the next generation will be crossed, the next generation. So what was the statistical, what was is the up and down peak is being coming according to the progeny of or character being observed, that comes under the is used, he had used or used the logic or the things in conducting his experiment. Why he used only the Pisum sativum? Why he used only the pea plant? He had used only the pea plant because the plant was large scale availability was there. It was bisexual clistogamous plant. I had already told that clistogamous and desmogamous two type of characteristics. I am not going to revise it again. So large scale availability is this, and bisexual clistogamous plant. Who had came to take the classes, they all know about the clistogamous and desmogamous. So you all have to, if you all don't get the term, then I will again explain it afterwards. But today we will study about the large scale availability of the pea plant was there, and bisexual and clistogamous plant were there. They were self-pollinated and cross-pollinated also. The pea plant had the characteristic that they could be self-pollinated also, or they could be cross-pollinated also. The two different plants also plant could be cross-pollinated. So that's why they were annual. That means in the annual short-lived and many generations we could study in a year only. So it was easier to just study several generations in short span of time. That's why he had taken easily raised. They could be easily raised on any nursery ground. They could be maintained and handled also the incubation because the plants are very like the herbs and shrubs very short term. And they have the 7 contrasting traits, 7 different traits which have difference in them. The first one he had taken the height of the stem. The second character is taken the flower color. In this also 2 different color he had observed. The third is taken flower position, where the flower is axial or terminal on the branches or at the top of the plant. Pod shape means the outer skin of pea. The outer skin of pea in which the pea that beads is being present. That's the pod shape. What is the pod shape? Whether it is smooth or wrinkled. So this also the character was present. Pod color, whether the pod is green or yellow. That is also the character. Seed shape, whether the seed is a smooth round or the seed is little bit wrinkled. That is also 2 character. And seed color, whether the seed is green or the seed is yellow, whatever the seed is color. So he had got 7 contrasting traits, and on this 7 contrasting traits he conducted his experiment, studied by generation formula, continuous 7 years, and then he had given his observation. What the procedure at the experiment we do, and we study the theory of the experiment, procedure, observation and inference. Similarly, we are studying how the Mendel had conducted. So we had taken the procedure. What he had done the procedure? We had already known that he uses these things logic. Now observe single trait at a time. He had taken single trait. Like this thing, he had taken the height of a stem, he had taken, then he had taken height of a stem, 2 different characters, that one is tall and one is short, then he had crossed. So one single trait he had taken to form the alternative form. Now, when single trait he had taken, suppose that he had taken height, one tall and one dwarf. When he had contrasted, he had formed that all plants were tall. Although it is looking like hybrid, but the dominant character expressed itself so that all plants were tall. So when he had crossed the two parents, tall and dwarf character, means single trait, only the tallness he had taken, then he had obtained all the tall plants in the F1 generation. So when he had obtained the F1 generation, he had given it the term monohybrid cross, means similar cross has been obtained. And when he had taken 2 different characters like the round and yellow and round and wrinkled. Round and yellow means the seed shape and the color of seed, 2 contrasting characters. Then also he had obtained the dihybrid cross. So he had used the procedure in which he had taken single trait at a time. In the single trait, when he had crossed parents, he had got F1 generation, then F1 generation was self-crossed and raised to the F2 generation, and then in the F2 generation, by taking 2 contrasting characters, he had got the dihybrid cross. So in the procedure, he had done to perform the monohybrid cross and the dihybrid cross. Now, for the observation and inferences. In the observation and inferences, what he had observed, in the first generation, he had observed that all plants were tall. No any extra characteristics, means broad character was emasculated, so that the top character was expressed due to the dominant character of capital D. So it is called as the dominant character. The thing which expresses itself and the thing which is being masked. To express one is termed as a dominant, and which has been masked, which had not been exposed in this generation, is called as the recessive character. So in F1 generation, all plants were tall. In F2 generation, when he had crossed this F1 generation, means capital T, he had crossed self-cross, then he had obtained T to D cross with T, small t, capital T, small t, and then again capital T, small t. Then here he had obtained 1 dwarf and 3 tall. That is 3:1 ratio. So when he had crossed F1 generation to F1 generation, then he had obtained 1:3 ratio in which 1 was dwarf and 3 was tall. No any intermediate color, that either tall or short, intermediate mixed character was not observed in his observation. So he had taken all the F1 generation of the pea plant and was resembling with parent, the same characters of the dominant character has been expressed, and then he had taken the second, when the F1 generation is being crossed by the F1 generation, then he had got the 3:1 ratio in which 1 was dwarf and 3 was tall. The hybrid character or the mixed character was not identified or just not observed. Now he had given, after this experiment, he had inferences that factors. Today in the term which we are knowing, the gene which transfer the character from one character to generation to another generation, that time he used the term factor. factor is there which is responsible for carrying the character from one generation to next generation, and if the factor code for 1, if the factor is there, then if the factor is p, then it is called the factor. But when the factor conclude by the any two factor which occur in the pair, if it is single then it is called as factor, but when it occur in the pair then it is called as the contrasting character, it is called as the allied or allidomorph. When it occur in the pair then it is called as the allied or allidomorph. When it is coming in the single it is called as the factor, today which we call as the gene. So he had concluded that the factor is present which carry the generation one character from one generation to the next generation, and when it is combined in the form of pair then it is called as allied or allidomorph. Then he had also told that one character which is being expressed is called as dominant, and which is being masked up by it is called as the recessive character. He had also told that when allele is being present in the similar form then it is called as the homozygous allele, and when allele is present in the different form, means one capital T one small d, then it is called as the heterozygous allele. So this was his inferences by the experiment. What we had stated about the inheritance, the character which is being inherited by the progeny, variation, the difference is being occurred in the character. Genetics is a branch of biology which deals with the inheritance and variation. Father of genetics was Vega, John and Mendel. He had conducted hybridization experiment on the pea which is known as Python sativum for 7 years. He had used the emasculation and tube breeding process and mathematical logic and statistical data. Now he had taken used only the pea plant due to its large availability, cross-pollination ability, annual and short-lived, easily raised, maintained and handled, and 7 contrasting characters which has been seen. He had used the procedure by single trait, and single trait at a time he had observed that all progeny was same, identical to the parent, and there he had given the monohybrid. Further, when he had taken 2 character and crossed it, then also he had obtained some cross, and that is called as a dihybrid cross, which we will further study in detail. After that experiment of the procedure, he had observed that F1 generation, when the parents were crossed, all were dwarf. No any hybrid character and dwarf character was observed. That means identical character were observed, and when F1 generation is crossed by when F1 generation and F1 was crossed, then we had obtained the ratio 1:3, in which 1 was dwarf and 3 were tall. So in this way he had observed the experiment. Later on he had given that the factor is the term which today we know about the gene. It carry out the character from one generation to the next generation. When single character is present, it is called as factor. When it is present in the pair form, then it is called as allele or allelomorph. And allele or allelomorph, when it is similar, then it is called as the homozygous allele. When it is different, like T and capital T small t, then it is called as the heterozygous allele. When the character which is being expressed is called as the dominant character, which is being masked by the dominant character is called as the recessive character. So this was the experiment. In the further detail, we will again get revise of these chapters and these lines, and then we will know about the process and further Mendel's law which he had given regarding this experiment.